In today's video, I'll be taking a look at the Magtube VR Gun Stock in Contractors on the Quest 2. Is this something we really need in our virtual life? Hello and welcome back to the VRCauldron, where it's absolutely tipping it down out there, but we're still the channel that aims to bring you helpful and entertaining Quest and VR content. If that does sound good, then hit the subscribe button to join the great community. You can leave whenever you like. No one got the clips from the last video, even though someone got the hardest two, but then failed to mention the super easy one. So today we're going to take a look at two things: Contractors VR, which has now been released properly on the Quest store, and the Magtube VR Gun Stock from Protube VR. As many of you already know, one of the best game genres to play in VR is the first-person shooter. Already there are so many great ones to play, and they're loved by many VR users due to the amazing sense of presence that you can get, and the fact that when you pick up a weapon in VR, you totally forget that you're holding your controllers. The exception to this, however, is when you pick up a two-handed weapon. In real life, your two hands would be holding something that's connected together. In VR, your hands are independent despite what you can see in the game, and it causes them to move about too much. Of course, some of you watching this will be thinking, hang on a sec, my hands are really steady.
Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight.
But even so, the lack of a solid link from one hand to the other definitely affects the immersion in the game, if not your own performance. So, the full carbon Magtube is available for pretty much all VR headsets now, and one for the Reverb G2 is available for pre-order. I'm using the Quest 2 version, which is currently available for €222. You can get a bipod for an extra 25, and Pro straps to help you not drop your controllers for another 15. So let's take a look at what comes in the box, then we'll see a bit of footage of me getting a bit frustrated with it all, and then my final thoughts. In we go.
Safety warnings, strappy stuff, more strappy stuff, stocky stuff. I thought this box was going to be a lot bigger than this, to be honest. So these cups come off like that. So I guess because they've got holes in, you can get your controllers in there and you quickly get it on, get it off. Same with this one. And then you keep it strapped around you. Alright, it comes with this nice Protube strap so you can keep it wrapped around your head with nice bungee strong stretchy bits there and there. Now sadly, if I'm going to use this, I'm not going to be able to use these grips because they don't fit really. Grips off and come through, come through. There you go. Pushes into there. Hopefully I don't wreck the table. So, oh yeah. Ooh, feels a bit big. That's pretty cool though. I mean, it's quite a secure magnet, but then you can just break it off. These go backwards and forwards. You can obviously tighten it and loosen it. What that I suppose is the length. There we go. Long gun, short gun. Comes with a couple of what they call pro straps, which for added security. They basically go around your hand when you're holding it, so you can kind of let go. But I'm not going to use that. But they look pretty cool. Right. Let's get this on. Uh-oh, that's not calibrated. I'll calibrate that, it's sticking up. Alright, there we go. Oh. What? Yeah, that's not right. Oh man, this is cumbersome. What? Come on! Come on, go on! There we go. Are you on my team? No. It's wrong again. It's a... What gun is this? What am I holding? What? What is that? Oh god, double tap bollocks. You should be able to calibrate on the fly, because I need it there.
What is the point of calibrating one bloody gun?
Reloading!
Oh god. To pull it off. Oh, bugger yeah. Give me a gun. Where's my gun? Pew 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 pew. Oh god. What is the point, man? No, get out of my face. Get come on. Does anyone play with these things? As far as Contractors goes, it's pretty much the same as it was on SideQuest. It's definitely more polished now, and a few of the levels previously missing are now present. It's a great game set up in a similar way to Onward, but it's more Call of Duty compared to Onward's VR Armour or Pavlov's CSGO. It's fast-paced, it has respawns, it's got decent graphics, no better or worse than the other FPS games really on Quest. Some parts look really good, and other parts like the smoke effects or some of the textures do actually look really bad. But considering this is still a mobile chipset and running at a ridiculously high resolution for VR, then it's not that bad and it is very playable. A few little niggles I found included the gun stock calibration. I calibrated a gun, but then when I entered the single player mission I was given a different gun and that one wasn't calibrated. So I had to go back to the calibration and find that gun to get it to calibrate. Calibration is fairly easy. You just set up the stock to the size that you find comfortable or match it with the in-game weapon that you're using, and then you use the thumbsticks to move the gun around. You'll obviously want to look through the crosshairs to test everything to your satisfaction, but weirdly during calibration the sight nearest to you is all messed up, so I was never entirely sure if I was aiming the gun how I would be doing it in the game. One thing I'm missing in Contractors were the support weapons. I'm a terrible aim and I take too long to reload, so I'd love something that has about 100 bullets so I can just pray and spray, but that's just me. Sadly those type of weapons weren't available for me in the loadouts, so I had to stick with 30 bullet mags, which meant I was reloading a lot. And this was one of the big frustrations of using the Magtube at first. To reload, you need to unclip the controller from the stock, which happens easily enough as the controllers are placed into cups, which are then held on by strong magnets. So even when the muscle memory for reload started to kick in, I was still struggling to get the controllers back onto the mounts once reloaded. The problem is, I can't actually see them because I'm wearing a VR headset. This isn't really a fault of the Magtube though, as the magnets are really good and it does grab onto the cup pretty well. The problem I had is I just couldn't remember where the cup had to go. Now I'm sure eventually I would remember where it goes and it would probably become second nature, but for someone like me who plays lots of different games but rarely one game constantly, it means that it would take a long time for that to happen. But if you know you love your military shooters and you play them all the time, then you'll get used to it in no time at all. But then that's where we have the conundrum. The Magtube is amazing for immersion. When it was going well, it really did feel like I was holding a rifle, and I bet the force feedback module that simulates recoil would be fantastic. It also made me a bit more accurate. For me, that's not saying much, but it definitely makes it easier to aim. So if you play a lot of FPSs, it's brilliant. Only if you play a lot of FPSs, then you're probably competitive, and if you are, then you've probably got really good at playing without a stock, and using one would probably just slow you down. So yes, you'd probably get used to it and you'd get pretty fast at reloading and switching to a sidearm and grabbing grenades, etc. But you'd still be faster if it wasn't there. I imagine it'd be perfect for someone who plays a support role or a sniper role in a game, someone who generally might run around with a sidearm by default and then might settle into a good spot and set up their big weapon.
Noisy cricket.
And setting up the Magtube would be a nice way of emulating that. If you do run around as an assault or close quarters SMG class, then you really want to be holding it as much as possible. If you aren't, then it tends to flip upside down. This is probably due to how I had the Magtube configured, but I configured it so that the stock was in the same place as my in-game weapon. I think there needs to be some kind of stalk that rises up from the Magtube body, which the strap can then clip to that, rather than clipping onto the body itself, because the body is the center of rotation, which is why it flips upside down if you have it configured a bit top heavy like I did. So is it worth it? As usual with products like this, I'm not going to tell you to buy it. It really depends on what you want from an FPS game. If you would like increased immersion when holding a two-handed weapon, then it's definitely worth a look. But if you're hoping to increase your performance in the virtual battlefield, well, the best way to do that is just keep playing the game that you want to get better at. Yes, it makes you a bit more accurate, but you'll also be a bit slower. However, there's nothing stopping you not reconnecting the controllers to the Magtube if the enemies were right there in your face. At €220, it's probably not something I would buy myself. This one was supplied for free by Protube, but it is undoubtedly extremely cool in a geeky dad gamer, not actually very cool kind of way. But it's not ridiculously expensive, so if you are the type of person who has spare cash lying around, then sure, go for it. This gun stock is really well made, the magnetic cups work brilliantly, and it folds up really tiny so it doesn't take up too much space like other VR gadgets often do. So over to you, is this the kind of thing that you'd want when playing first-person shooters, or maybe you actually use one to play them competitively? I love an FPS, but I'm not really a competitive player, so I'd love to get your opinions on all of it. Ooh. Come on.
Nice.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Yes! Got a kill! Woohoo! I can stop there. I'll stick a link to Protube VR down below if you want to check them out. They do make some cool stuff, including some hot-ass style things that use your controllers. And of course, Contractors is now on the Quest store, and at $14.99, it's a damn good price for a really good game. So if you found this video helpful, then don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to stick around for the VR information and entertainment, then don't forget to subscribe. If you can't get enough of the Cauldron, then give us a follow on Instagram, and you can see previews of any VR gear that I'll be testing, and also how much I love wine gums. I tend to follow active VR people back to just to improve my feed. So I've been Al, thanks for watching the VR Cauldron, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time when it won't be raining. See ya!